Hi everyone, Don Singletary, and welcome to the channel. Today, I'll show you how in 14 minutes we made two trades using the NASDAQ100 that profited $92.50. That and more coming up right now. For those of you brand new to the channel, this may be a little advanced for you, but I have two beginners playlists marked clearly in the text below this video. So after you see today's trading, our live trading examples today, go for the beginners playlist. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified of the new videos coming up. This morning's trade was pretty good, $92.50. Not only did I trade a NASDAQ100 Micro Emini stock index futures at $2 a point, but I did it twice. I actually did the same trade. The first time I got in, well, I'll just wait and show you in a moment. I got into the trade, got out, and then got back into it again, which sounds indecisive, but I'm going to show you why I don't really think it was. I was merely trying to avoid some high risk. I'll show you in a moment. I'm going to go back and start and give you a little background here of what happened during the night before the 9:30 opening on July 14th. As you can see, the times on the bottom scale there are 3 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. when the market opens. That's Eastern time, of course. And I want you to see that from about 3:30 or 4 a.m. all the way up until about 8 a.m. in the morning, the blue highlighted area there, the market did basically nothing. It just stayed pretty much flat. And then at 8 o'clock in the morning, we get this sell-off that begins and happens until just before the opening at 9:30. And you can already see there at 9:30 what the market did might have been a surprise to a lot of people. It went straight up immediately instead of resuming that downtrend that had been in progress for almost an hour and a half. Now I've kind of set the table for you, so I'll go over to the live video of the trade, and we'll take a look at what happened. I think you'll find it pretty interesting. I see these MACD numbers are way negative on there, so without hesitation, I have a sell signal. I go in and put in a market order to sell one contract, and I'll remind you, we're doing the NASDAQ100, $2 a point, and I'm short at 10,476.25 points. And I entered the trade at almost exactly 10 o'clock in the morning, 10,476.25, and we're already, after just 15 or 20 seconds, we're up $35. And nobody's that good. It's just good luck, I suppose. And now it's $41. This thing is moving fast, so I'm starting to think maybe I should try and lock in some profits, because that money can disappear just as fast, even faster than you got it, and you don't want to give it all back. It almost hurts worse losing money that you didn't take off the table when you had the chance than it does just to have a losing trade. It feels worse to me anyway. So here I am trying to make up my mind. Do I want to put in a stop order to save at least $20 out of this trade? And I start to think, well, let me take another look and see what's happening. And wham, already I'm up $86, $88 on this trade. And I've only been in it for barely a minute. I don't even think it's been a minute. And so now I sure as heck do not want to give all this money back that it's just kind of been dumped in my lap here. But I suppose you could argue that we were fortunate to be in the right place at the right time, so we had to pull a chair up to the table here and make some decisions. Now it's not dropping as fast as it was. I'm around $85, $86, and I have my finger on the button to close the position here. This is the emotion you get during trades all the time. You're always mixed. You're always, should I, shouldn't I? And there's no definitive thing to tell you what to do. I see I've got $114, $106 up there on the screen. I do not want to give it back. It's only been 3 minutes into the trade now. I think coming up on 3 minutes, because I recall now I finally, after staring at the money for a few minutes, make a decision. And I see it's backing off. It got where I was up 115. Now it's back down to 90. So I think it's time to pull the plug on this trade and save what I can. And so I watched half of the money I had go right back into the market. But it's only been 3 minutes, and I made over $60. So how could you be sad about that? You know, the truth is, if I'd clicked the mouse 3 seconds sooner, I would have made another $30. But that's the genius of hindsight. And I'm letting the chart run on here because I'm curious. This is like a game show. I picked door number 2, and I want to see what's behind door number 1 and door number 3 to see what coulda, shoulda, woulda been. Okay, in the white rectangle, we have the trade summary. Shorted at 10 o'clock, covered at 10.03, 3-minute trade 62.50 or 63.50 was the profit on that. You see, I exited this trade at 10.444 and a half, and you can see in the yellow box up there it's trading 10.425. So I would have made another 40 or $50 if I had remained in this trade for about a minute longer. Or if I'd been 30 seconds faster, I would have made it on the other end. But that's how the cookie crumbles, as they say. You can't plan those things. You have to make a decision and pull the trigger. That's what you have to do, and it's risky trading, so take the money while you can. Don't give it all back. And remember, it's just an integral part of trading that you have to make decision after decision after decision. You never have enough information to make a perfect decision. So you try and make a good decision or the best you can at that particular moment. And don't go later and judge yourself with the genius of hindsight and beat yourself up. That's counterproductive for sure. Now, I got out of a very good trade here, and it's beginning to look to me like the meter's still running here, and looks like I got out a little bit early. It's 10.426 now, 425 where it's trading at. The numbers on the MACD down there in the lower right, 32, minus 32, and minus 39, those are very, very significant numbers. That's a lot of momentum going down here, and the market doesn't look like it's showing any sign. The green and red lines are getting farther apart, which also suggests an increase in downward momentum. So taking all these things into account and deciding, well, where can I try to get back and short another contract and continue this downward momentum in this trade? Time is 10:06 now, and the market's trading 10.434. I'm going to change times, and going forward 6 minutes now. 6 minutes have passed. It's 12 minutes past 10, and lo and behold, look what's happened. The market was trading up at 10.434. It's now just 6 minutes later down at 10.391. I've missed out on a $96 trade in the last 6 minutes, and I've been staring at the chart. Now, get set, because that kind of thing will happen to you all the time, okay? But finally, I can't stand it anymore, and I pulled the trigger on my second trade at 10,388 and 3/4, and I'm immediately up about $12 in that in about 12 seconds, and could go the other way too. You never know. So now I'm created another dilemma, another decision dead ahead for myself. I'm short at 10,388. In just less than a minute, I'm up another $43 and $40, and I have to make another decision. And I'm never going to have enough information to make a perfect decision. Okay? Now, I see it down there, and at 372, I was going to pull the trigger, and I said, no, I'll hang on just a little bit longer. Is that my greed or that my experience talking? I can never be sure if you want an honest answer. And now I'm up $50, $41, and about another minute or two. This whole trade is only going to last for 2 minutes. And finally, I get down here and I can't stand it anymore. I don't want to give that money back. So I'm trying to convince myself to pull the trigger on it. And the amount's up. It just hit $60 almost a moment ago. So that makes it hard to make that decision. But what happens, you see that profits start to dwindle away, and you say, nope, I'm going to take it. So I put a stop limit order, and I'm filled at 10,374.25, and I only net $26 on the trade. It could have been as much as, I think, 54 at one point there. But that's the way it goes. So is trading. It's risky. You have to make decisions for which you are never prepared. Every time you do a trade, you're going to go back and say, what could I have done better? What should I have done differently? And with the genius of hindsight, you're going to get a lot of answers you couldn't have possibly gotten during the trade because you just didn't have enough information to do it. And of course, after the trade, you've got the information to do anything you can imagine almost. For example, with these two trades, had I made just one trade and held on to it, I would have made $204 instead of only $92.50. Now, you have to realize that you make the best decisions you can during a trade, and you're always going to find things you could have done just a little bit better after the trade. But my first objective, remember, rule number 1, don't lose your money. Rule number 2, according to Warren Buffett, is never forget rule number 1. Well, it's been fun today. I'm glad you were along. Be sure and subscribe to the channel. By the way, hit the like button because that's how I know when you hit the like button, you're saying to me, I would like to see more videos like this one. So hit the like button if this is the sort of video that you want to see more of. I appreciate that. Don't forget to check out my book. I think it really does make learning this day trading micro E-minis a lot easier and a lot faster. You have all the terms, and there's a great chapter in there on trading psychology too. Glad you were along today. I really enjoyed it. This is Don Singletary, and hope every day is a payday for you. And thank you.